Hello class 7, welcome back to another class, and this time this is chemistry. As you know that I will be taking up a chemistry class. Today we will start a chapter, I think chapter 6 in your textbook, metals and non-metals. Now before we go into metals and non-metals, we need to know that both metals and non-metals are elements. Okay? They belong to the category of elements. Now what are elements? Here I have given the definition. Element is a pure substance. Why it is a pure substance? Because it is made up of one kind of atom. Okay, there is no mixture of other kinds of atoms in it, or no combination of other kinds of atoms in it. It is only made up of one kind of atom. Okay, throughout its composition, it is made up of one kind of atom, and which cannot be broken down into simpler substances. Now, in your previous sections, we have seen that there is another kind of pure substance known as compounds. Compounds can be broken down by chemical reactions into simpler substances. Alright? Like, you can break down water by electrolysis method into its constituents hydrogen element and oxygen element. So water is a compound which you can break down into its constituent elements, that is hydrogen and oxygen. But elements, you cannot break it down and make it into some other simpler substance by any chemical reaction. So what do we know about elements? Elements are pure substances which have one kind of atoms throughout its composition and which cannot be broken down into simpler substances by any chemical means. Now, these elements are 118 in number. That is, it may be more than 118, but they have not been discovered yet. On Earth, till now, only 118 elements have been discovered, and these 118 elements have been put up in your periodic table. Okay, in your periodic table that we will learn later on. So, out of these 118 elements, you have 70 metals, and the remaining are non-metals. Okay, so elements can be classified into metals and non-metals, and this is our topic for today: metals and non-metals. Now we will learn in detail about both types of these elements, that is metals and non-metals. Okay, so we'll start with metals. Now what are metals? These are those elements that lose electrons when it undergoes or when there is a chemical reaction with any metal. These metals, they lose electrons from the outermost shell of the atom's orbit. You know, this is like, for example, sodium. This is the molecular atomic structure of sodium atom. Okay, sodium atom, in the first orbit it has 2 electrons, second orbit 8 electrons, and in the third orbit 1 electron. Okay, so when it undergoes chemical reaction, what happens is the outermost, it has how many shells? This is the first shell, this is the second shell, this is the third shell. It represents the model of a solar system, isn't it? Where the sun is in the middle. Right now here you have the atom in which its nucleus has 11 protons and surrounded by 11 electrons. 2 in the first shell, 8 in the second shell, and 1 electron in the third shell. So right now sodium is neutral, but when it undergoes chemical reaction, then it would lose this outermost electron from its outermost orbit or shell. So now, after losing 1 electron, in the beginning, see, sodium had 11 protons and 11 electrons. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 electrons, 11 protons. So it was balanced. It was electrically neutral. But when it lost 1 electron, see now in this, it has lost 1 electron. So now there are, instead of 11 electrons here, now it has with 10 electrons. But it has still 11 number of protons. So majority is for protons, right? So now it acquires what kind of charge? This sodium now will acquire positive charge. Why? Because it has lost one electron. Initially it had same number of protons and electrons, so it was electrically neutral. But now since it has lost one electron, according to the definition of metals, metals lose electrons. So it has lost one electron, so what kind of charge it will acquire? Okay, it becomes positively charged here. So this is the tendency of metals. During a chemical reaction, metals lose electrons and become positively charged. And this is the demonstration that I have to give you. For example, sodium. So likewise for any other metals, they will during any chemical reaction lose electrons, and after losing electrons they will acquire positive charge. Alright? So this is the definition of metals. Metals are those elements that lose electrons from the outermost shell of the atom's orbit, and after losing that electron they become positively charged. And out of the 118 elements there are 70 metals. Okay? Metals are 70 in number. Coming to next, non-metals. Now, non-metals are opposite, the definition is opposite of metals. Metals lose electrons, non-metals gain electrons. Alright? So, non-metals are elements which form negative ions. They form negative charge, ions means charge. Okay? After accepting electron, it forms negative charge. Okay? So here is the example. I have chosen fluorine. Fluorine is a gas. It's a non-metal. Normally, fluorine has 9 protons and 9 electrons. Alright? We have 9 protons as I have shown over here in its nucleus and surrounded by 9 electrons. So it is electrically neutral because number of protons equals to number of electrons. So it is electrically neutral. But it has one electron short in its outermost shell in order to become stable. So it requires one more electron. So its tendency is that it will attract from somewhere outside one electron. So when it takes one electron into it, the outermost orbit will now have 8 electrons. Before, outermost orbit had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 electrons. It needed one more electron in its outermost orbit to become stable. So that it got from somewhere, and now in its outermost orbit it has now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electrons, gaining 1 electron. But now we count number of protons after it has accepted the electron. Number of protons is 9 only, but you count the number of electrons. 1, 2 in the first orbit, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So whose majority is more now? Obviously the electrons majority is more. It has 9 protons and 10 electrons now after accepting 1 electron. So since electrons majority is more, so what kind of charge it will form in it? The majority, that is negative charge. So that's what it means by saying that it forms negative ion. After gaining 1 electron, fluorine now becomes negative ion. This is the tendency of all non-metals, that they absorb or attract electrons and become negative ions. Okay? And out of these 118 elements, there are some 20 or 22 non-metals. So 70 metals, 20 or 22 non-metals, and rest what? Rest are in the another category of that we will study when you are in higher classes, that I will not mention now. Okay? So out of these 118 elements, you have 70 metals and about 20 or 25 or 22, I'm not sure about that, non-metals. Alright? So for today we will keep this much only. In the next class, we will study these metals and non-metals in depth with their characteristics, their physical physical and chemical properties. Thank you for attending today's class.